Well, hello there everybody and welcome to today's video. In this one, going to be showcasing my Ranger Time Trial 3 pack, which when this video uploads will also be released on the Nexus. That will be linked in the description down below, along with the install instructions as well. That will also be on the Nexus, the install instructions. Also, this is for PC only, unfortunately. To use these packs, these save file packs, you don't need any mods installed. If you've got mods installed, it shouldn't affect them, but you don't need any mods installed either. If you want a link to my 100% save file guide video or my mod install guide video, they will be linked in the description as well. But anyway, today I'm going to be showing off these packs, my best times. I've also got a guest presenter as well for the times because Canis Lupus, a good friend of mine, has rigorously tested these. I've been on screen share with him and helped me iron out the kinks to get them to where they are now. So if you want to see this turn into this, this turn into this, and this turn into this, then stick around. It's going to be quite a long video, but hopefully you enjoy it. We're going to have a good laugh and talk about the parks and everything. And you can play these for yourself as well. So let me get into the next section. Okay, so first up we've got Time Trial 1. This is called Alpine Resort. As you can see, got a huge downward slope right there. We also get the tour vehicles coming up the mountain. You got to dodge them. Round here, Cryolophosaurus in there, Stegosaurus in this bit. A little windy technical section, little double Indominus section there as well. This place is called the Supermassive Black Hole. Through here, through the Alpine Ceratosaurus, round here, for the first jump, onto the aviary, round, 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 nice little technical track there, over this little hop into the long Alpine Safari, full of different carnivores and whatnot, through here and to the finish line. Bearing in mind, each of these for the run through will have my time posted and shown. If you can beat them, let me know in the comments, you know what I mean? They're not perfect runs, but a good show of what you can expect from these tracks and everything like that. Also, on each track there is 2 hidden smiley faces. I'll show you one right now. I'm not going to show you the others, but if you want to download these packs, try and find them for yourself. There is 2 hidden smiley faces like that on each track. So first person to name where they all are in the comments will get pinned comment as well on this video. So awesome stuff. Let's get over to the time trial run of that, and I'll introduce my friend Canis Lupus, who has been my guinea pig for all of these tracks. So yeah, let's get on to my best time for this then. Well, here we are then on Alpine Resort, and I'd like to introduce my good friend Canis Lupus, if you'd like to say hello, mate.
Hello there, thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's all right, mate, my pleasure. So the track starts out at the top of here, and that's the start line right there, right? Canis, you've done some extensive testing on these tracks, right?
Yeah, they are very fun to do. This map especially looks like a ski slope here.
Yeah. We've spent a fair bit of time on the old night shift, on the graveyard shift, and there's been me like, play it again. Play it again. Right.
Relentless.
Yeah, relentless badgering to retry. So as you can see, look, we get into this section. By no means are these perfect runs. It's just an idea, just to give you an idea of how quick you can get round these. And like I say, if you can beat my times, that let me know in the comments. If you can find all 6 smiley faces, there's 2 hidden on each map. So if you can find them, like I said before, be the first person to comment where they all are, and I'll pin your comment forevermore. Okay.
You have to really look for them as well.
Yeah, Canis has managed to find them all, so don't say where they are, please.
I'm keeping stum on that one.
And I gave him no hints as well. So, okay, on this section we're up to the Cryolophosaurus enclosure. It was suggested by Kind to put rocks in this enclosure, but I felt that when the Cryolophosaurus are spread out enough, they provide enough of an obstacle anyway. So, Kind, I have taken your suggestions on board. As you can see, there is rocks in some of the enclosures that you suggested, but in others I've left them out. Just this track I've tried to design to be a fast racetrack type course, so making it too tight and technical like Tropical Trouble, I wanted them all to have their own driving style and flavour, you know what I mean? So this bit here I like. It's the Operation Centre Shuffle. I like that little gap as well. It's really satisfying. What's your thoughts on this so far, Canis?
Yeah, it's good. It's quite tight. You got this little Easter egg here of the great white shark hanging down there.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's you have to just be a bit eased up on the throttle there, but it's all good.
As you can see, I nearly forgot I'd added that in on that gate there. That wasn't there originally, but I felt this section here with two Indominus was a bit too wide to get around them. So a couple of rocks thrown in as of you know, a la Kind's suggestion. So thank you, Kind, for your input on this. I did send this out to a few people. Like I say, with these maps, I've been taking all the feedback on board and testing things out, what works, what doesn't, and just trying to make them as good as possible for everybody. So hopefully, I am kind of hoping that some of the bigger Jurassic World Evolution YouTubers take this on. As you can see, I'm stuck in this bit here, but you can get round them under all circumstances. There's no run where you're going to be completely stuck unless you drive completely terribly.
Yeah, the dinosaurs are quite unpredictable at times. They can herd up or they can be spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For each track, dinosaur combat is set to off. There is a reason for that because it's so random. The dinosaur, not dinosaur combat and dinosaur vehicle aggression is set to off because dinosaur vehicle aggression, not only do they attack the tour vehicles, which breaks them, but they attack the ranger team, and it's so random how they attack and when they'll attack, and it's pretty much unavoidable. So there's nothing worse than getting nearly all the way round and then just getting shafted by what is basically RNG. We don't want that. That's one of the marquee stunts on this track, the aviary hop. I'm kind of making up some of these names as I go along, but there is a way all the way round that to get round it if you come off at any angle, so that's all good. Through here, look, it's just a bit of elevation. Wanted this to be more like racetracky. I like sections which do actually test your speed, cornering, and technical abilities in the truck as well. Now, I've said this to you, Canis, anyway, but I'll say it on this video. I do believe that if Frontier basically tweak some of the Ranger physics and that, they could make a really good driving or racing game out of this.
Yeah, part of it's a bit like Tokyo Drift, as you said a few times to me as well.
Yeah. Some of it gets a bit drifty, doesn't it? Some of it.
Yeah.
Yes. There we go. I'm trying not to laugh because, you know what I mean, there was something I just noticed there, but it's all good. Here is the hop into the long enclosure, long safari with, do you know what we're talking in here? There's Majungasaurus, Baryonyx. Always good selections because they're medium-sized as well. As you can see, look, there's traffic to dodge in here from the tour trucks. This one is one of the shorter tracks, but it's very good. Aesthetically, this track is beautiful. I like this. The mountains in the background. It really does feel like a ski resort that's kind of been overrun by dinosaurs, which is what I was going for.
Yeah, it's like you're stuck in the Alps, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, stuck in the Alps. There we go. That's what this one should have been called. Stuck in the Alps. Yes, I knew this enclosure was going to be quite long and windy. So that path there that looks like a road is not necessarily the best path, but it's just a good indication of where to go through this enclosure. There was a little bit of stutter there. There might be stutter in these runs, but I can assure you they are one straight run. Canis is watching this in the editor with me. Right, run there, 6 minutes 16. That is awesome. So Canis is watching these pre-recorded runs for me. There's no cuts or edits on these, is the Canis.
These are all legit.
These are all legit runs. Okay,
yeah.
So 6:16 then on Alpine Resort. So let me just chalk that up. Alpine Resort, awesome stuff. So we will get over to speaking to Canis again in a moment after I've introduced the next track. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed my first run and you enjoyed the Alpine Resort track right there. Up next then we have Time Trial 2. This is Tropical Trouble. I nearly forgot the name of it then. You start off from here. This is the start line. Down the slalom. Big mosasaur right there. Bearing in mind this was previously released, but I've had to rework it. An update broke some things. I've took on board all your comments and suggestions of how to improve this. So this area is called Tribal, round here into Selection Box, down through the Cannonball Run. Now, the last update broke the ability to go through the aviary with the Ranger team. So I've reworked this so you don't have to do that anymore. Carcara Corner right there. Down this little slope into the sauropod enclosure, as you can see. Lots of signs and things to dodge and sauropods. Now, in here is the Ceratopsid Scramble. And basically, there was invisible hitboxes in here before. That is now fixed. So don't worry about that. That is now fixed. Through here into the Stroofy Struggle. There is also, was also invisible hitboxes in here. Not anymore. That is now fixed also. Into Gatekeeper. Round here onto a section called Grip. Into Ascension. Then into the Salmon Leap. Down into Fish Farm. Through here, Deinonychus Dodge. The Indoraptor Slalom. Rexion Main Street. Black Hole right here. Then onto the Furlongs. Monument. Through the Furlongs. As we go round here. This is like a nice long racetrack section. Up round the volcano. Into the volcano. Down the volcano. And round across the finish line. So let's get on to my best time for this. I know that Kine won the DLC from me before. I threw down the gauntlet. He beat my best time. There's no prizes for this, but I do want to know your best times in the comments, so make sure of that. So let's go over then to Canis Lupus and we'll discuss my best run on this track. Okay then, so we are now on to Ranger Time Trial 2, and that is Tropical Trouble. This one has been reworked. The timer starts now at that start line. Canis is with me again. He's going to be with me on all these commentating. That random Moser there, don't ask me how it got there. I thought it'd be fun to put a Moser in. Now, if I didn't put that in right from the beginning of the building the park, it wouldn't have been possible. Let me put it that way. Canis, you've tested this one extensively. This is probably the one that you've tested the most. Just because it was the first one I made. And what's your overall thoughts on this one? Just to start off, a general overview.
It's the most challenging one you've made. It can be frustrating at times. It could be exciting at times. It's going to be the one that makes you think the most, I reckon.
Yeah, it's definitely the longest one as well. But bearing in mind, this one was originally meant to be quite a hard challenge to beat to win the early Cretaceous DLC from me, which Kine claimed. But since then, I've made certain sections a bit easier, a little less frustrating, and reworked other sections that the update broke. So playing through this now, it is going to be easier than the first time I released this, but it's going to be a little bit different in places as well. So hopefully different enough to encourage you to come back if you tried it the first time, and encouraging you to play it if you haven't played it already, hopefully. This section here is the most technical tight bit of any of the tracks. It's just a little test there, and I've actually widened that section up to make it a little bit easier as well. That was Selection Box. We're through that now. There was a few little bumps and that on this section of the track before, and basically I've smoothed them out. Yeah, so there's none of that irritating stuff with that anymore. You know, you can still go.
Fall off anymore.
You've still got to be careful on there. Don't get me wrong, but there's not little bumps that you don't see that are just going to throw you right off the track and restart from there. This bit here is the reworked aviary section. I didn't want to make this bit too difficult because, you know, that entire showpiece section there was meant to be going through the aviary before, and the update broke it, like I say. I didn't want to make a big show and dance, try and rework it into something. I thought it's just fun, just reroute it. You still got to dodge a bit of traffic. It's still nice and fun, that section, without being too challenging. Nice and quick, you know. So, onto the sauropod run. I can't remember what I call these now, you know what I mean? Sauropod shuffle or something like that. But here it is. This section remains unchanged. All the signs are as there was. All the dinosaurs are still in there. Because there was no issues with this section. It was fine as it was. So it can still be quite random, still be hit and miss as to where they are, as to how quick you can get through. But that's part of the fun anyway, I think. Kind of helps to have some RNG in there, doesn't it, as to where they're going to be.
Yeah, the sauropod area is the most forgiving of the 3 sections. Yeah.
I can't remember what I called this. Ceratopsid shuffle, or I can't remember which ones are called which. In here there was some invisible hitboxes. They are now fixed. There's less dinosaurs in here, which is not a bad thing. And obviously, as you can see, certain sections, it really does depend on where they've herded to, as to what luck you're going to have, as to how quick you're getting through here. So, I know that you've been T-boned through here a few times, just been wiped out instantly, haven't you, mate?
Yeah, many times. You get in front of them, they just decide to charge it, yeah.
Yeah, unlucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I deliberately decided to go through the left gate on this. That was the one that had the highest chance before of the invisible hitboxes, just like invisible walls you'd crash into for some reason. Like you can see, it's all fixed. I've also, where I've removed the signs, I've tried to remove them more from the middle to encourage a drive through the middle. I noticed one of the OP strategies was just wall hugging your way through it. So I haven't added more signs, I've removed them. So that section there is ridiculously quicker than it was before. Because you get stuck behind a herd of stroofies, you're toast, aren't you?
Yep.
When they start herding up, you are toast straight away. Yeah. It's run over, innit?
So, Stroofy struggle for definitely.
Stroofy struggle, yeah. I forgot to announce it as that. That section I've just been through there is called grip. You can see why it was like a nice sloped, fast section where managing your speed, turning, and grip is all kind of key to getting through that. Not a tough section by any means, but I have seen runs where people have failed that bit, funnily enough, but that's all good. Up ascension then, onto the, I'll call this section balance beam, because it kind of is, isn't it? Kind of like from the old Gladiators TV show, you know?
Yeah.
And then we're heading up here then into the salmon leap. You'll find out why that is in a minute. Obviously, it's quite a large jump, but it launches right into a section I call fish farm, and you can see why that is. It's just a load of fish feeders. I didn't manage to get the bounce clean over the feeders there, and that's quite slow there. There's definitely time to be made up on that section, so you know what I mean? It's quite kind of random the way the vehicles land at times, and a little bit janky, but when the wheels are on the ground, the handling is really good. It wouldn't take much, like I say, for Frontier to just adapt this into a good driving or racing game, you know?
Yes, that's very true. Another great white there.
Yeah. I've just realised there isn't a great white on the Egyptian Oasis track. Oh, dear. Oh, it would have been nice to have, you know, one on each, wouldn't it, just as a little thing, but that's all right. I'm not reworking the tracks now. They are finished. Now, bearing in mind, between all 3 of these tracks, I've spent over 60 hours making these. So, averaging about 20 hours per track to make these. And hopefully the amount of time put in and effort shows. Hopefully it does. Let me know in the comments what you think of these tracks so far or at the end of the video. You know, your input's much appreciated. And bearing in mind, with the new Expanded Islands mod, well, it's not new yet, it's coming soon, but I've been covering the pre-release of that quite extensively on videos and live streams. The potential for making a real large torture track, you know, potentially 30 or 40 minutes to get round, is very real now. And yeah, Kine, I'm looking at you, mate. I'm hoping you'll finish that one day. But until the Expanded Islands is 100% got a public release and is not guaranteed not to break with updates, basically, then I'm not going to be making an expanded islands track. As soon as it gets a public release, finalized release, I'll be making a very large time trial track, and that sounds like a fun idea for me. That'll take me out of action for 2 or 3 days. Let me put it that way while I make that. So onto the furlongs. I like this section, Canis, because it's long, like racetrack, flat.
Yeah,
I like that. I like
it
that.
encourages you to go max speed. Then you get to this turn here, and it's quite difficult to keep a grip sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This section's called Monument. You can see why it does look like a monument. Just a reminder as well, if you are skimming through and you just got to this section, remember that on each track there is 2 hidden Easter eggs, and that is smiley faces. Yeah. Yeah. As you can see, it's not the best. It's not the best run, but at least it gives everyone a chance to beat my time, doesn't it? If someone claims to have a ridiculously fast time, please be ready to back that up with video evidence, because if it's that good, I'll even feature that, as a comment or something. I'll pin a comment with your video on it, with your best time and everything, just for the kudos and all that lot. Like I say, no prizes for this, but, a pinned comment's nice, recognition. So we are onto Volcano Climb now. As you can tell, I have already done a stream of like 2.5 hours tonight, so I apologise if I'm a touch croaky. Do I sound croaky, Canis?
You sound fine to me.
I sound fine, okay. I'm sipping Dr. Pepper like a madman in the background, but it's fine. Not sponsored, right? You have to say that on YouTube. Definitely not sponsored. If I was sponsored by Dr. Pepper, I'd be a rich man, I think, but that's all good. So through the inside of the volcano.
Yeah.
Down here. Make sure you brake a little bit. A little hint, look, whenever you see the red signs like in there, it's usually an indication that something harsh is coming up. So slow down or keep your wits about you. Usually it means slow down. Now, this is what you mean about the drifts, isn't it? Look, you get a nice drift through there.
Yeah.
Swing the back end out. Now, as you can see, even without a particularly good run, the time on this is already much better. My record on this before was 11 minutes 1 or 11 minutes 2, and I've had numerous mistakes in this and still able to do what? Let's see what the time is here. 10:38. So let me write that in. It'll help in the editing stage, and that is all good. I hope you enjoyed that run. Let's get on to the next track then. Okay, and last but not least then, we are on to the Egyptian Oasis track. Now, I will just detail a few fine points here. Right here we have the Sphinx. I will put some images on screen to show you what a base these thing is on. That's the Sphinx, as best as I can get it in game anyway. The start line's right there, nearly forgot to say. So your time starts there. As we go round, we've got the Baryonyx Oasis there. Then on to Unfinished Obelisk right here, a very famous Egyptian monument. Round through here, round the aviaries, through here, round, then into the giant leap into the hidden valley, and that is a giant leap down there. Into here, round here, up, then onto the pyramid sections, over the first pyramid, round, over the second pyramid, round here, Sutra Mimas Bowl, up here, into the Great Pyramid of Giza, and as we go down here, we get into Egyptian traffic, right here, and then we go round, build up your speed, like in the previous section, to get yourself up and over this for the best kind of times. Then into the real Egyptian oasis right here, and we navigate round. There is tons of African dinosaurs in here, as you can see. All African dinosaurs in this enclosure. Through here and there. This is the fastest playing track out of them all. Very, very proud of how this has turned out. I've managed to turn Arizona into the best analogue of ancient Egypt. So, yeah, let's get on to the times then. And with Canis, the pro commentator. And, yeah, we'll talk about my run on this. So here we are then on Egyptian Oasis. Probably my favourite track, the one I'm most proud of as well. The start line is there. Canis, I know you've extensively tested the other tracks, but you've seen this one kind of go from strength to strength, haven't you? What do you particularly like about this track?
I like the fact that you've got pyramids in it. It's you drive up them. It just looks the best. It looks like Egypt.
I think
what
I've
I can say.
I think I've done a really good job of capturing the feel of like ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
It feels a bit like it's pulled straight out of Assassin's Creed, doesn't it? Like, especially when you drive and you see the pyramids in the background. Yeah. Like I say, when I introduced this track and showed through it and, the comparison images and stuff, they're the images I was using to model this. Like here is the unfinished obelisk. I know the gap around the edge is much bigger, but I wanted some like sauropods in there to kind of, so you can see them, you know what I mean? There's a lot of fast sections in this, nice like cheeky jumps and that as well. I know the vehicle physics aren't great over jumps, but you can't really have a fun kind of time trial experience without some decent jumps. That bit there was, nice. I don't know why it's just jittered like that, but Canis, please confirm that this is one unedited run, please.
It is. It is. It could possibly just be the screen share that's doing all these jumps or whatever.
It could be. As we're commentating on this,
Yeah.
Canis is on screen share with me. So if it does jitter in the edit, it's the footage. It's probably my graphics card getting behind on itself and then cutting frames to catch up. At some point, I will upgrade my graphics card. I need some money before I can do that. But that original section there was a lot narrower, and basically I've widened that up. I know particularly you like that section there being widened, didn't you, Canis? Because
you can keep your speed, but that way.
yeah, there was a bit on that before where basically there was a bit of fence and that, but the aviary has weird clipping as well, so you'd occasionally just hit nothing there, which is now fixed as well. I know that this one has only been teased before, this track, so this is the first time you're seeing a full run of it, This is, once again, the marquee stunt, just a huge leap into the hidden valley, and if I remember rightly, I landed it bad, yeah. And then tried to get some style points for a two-wheeler and failed as well, but
The style points don't count, unfortunately, though, do they?
They don't, no. We found this out, yeah. Strictly times only. Yeah, that hidden valley actually does look similar to that valley in ancient Egypt where it's in Indiana Jones. They go through that crevice thing in the rocks, and then it opens up to that huge temple carved into the mountain face. That's the look I was going for with that bit.
It's Abu Simbel, I believe.
Yes, something like that. Yeah. This next section, then we're getting onto the three pyramids. The Great Pyramids, of course. The first one's quite small. You have to temper your speed a little bit. But from showing this on live streams, people have said I've got the look of the pyramids really well here. I'd agree. And yes, it is a giant pain making pyramids that smooth in this game. I'll give you a quick explanation of how to do it. I basically created fences in a big square and then used built buildings, and then I could raise the terrain and just change the slope angle to get them. So if you need a further description of how to do that, ask in the comments. I can probably describe it better rather than it just being off the top of my head, you know what I mean? Into here then we have the Suchamimus shuffle. Everything gets called shuffle or struggle, but it's all good. This next section, you want to be keeping your foot down all the way for this, because you get most of the way up the pyramid carrying speed. This is the Great Pyramid of Giza, or the representation of it, So, yeah. As you can see, look, you fly up there. Oh, a little jitter again. I swear, this isn't edited, this run. Okay, and you start to slow down about there. Originally, them fences were a lot closer in at the top. Kind of widened them off to make it a bit easier to get round there. You come flying down here, and Canis, I know you appreciate that bit there being smoothed off. So all good.
Definitely. Yeah.
Into a section that is called Egyptian traffic. Now, you've been to Egypt, right, Canis?
I have, and the traffic was crazy there. It was
Yes.
packed everywhere. It's like people driving on pathways, not even sticking to the roads. It was mad.
Now, I had the idea for this crazy traffic junction before I'd even shown you this, but when you said how crazy the traffic was in Egypt, I was like, well, it's perfect then. I'll just call it Egyptian traffic.
Yeah,
It's
fits the
beautiful.
bill.
It's beautiful, yeah. Unintentional win, you know. So this section here, nice wide bit of track, full speed into the Great Pyramid again. The amount of time and effort it took to build that pyramid, I didn't just want to go up and round it once. It needs a second visit. And the second time round, you're carrying more speed in as well. So a bit quicker to get over it for the second run. Now, for all of these tracks as well, dinosaur vehicle aggression is off, and combat as well, but dinosaur vehicle aggression is off. I didn't want this or any of the tracks to basically end 8 or 9 times out of 10 with the vehicle being destroyed by a dinosaur going on a rampage, because that's completely out of your control. Now, if I was to build an absolute torture track, yeah, that'd be everywhere. But I wanted these to be fun time trials. And the thing is, there's nothing worse than getting 6-7 minutes into a run and then just a Carcharodontosaurus just going bang, run over. How do you stop that? You don't, you know. So that's why I've turned the dinosaur vehicle aggression off. And I think it works really well as well. The good obstacles to dodge. If they run into you, they're still going to do a lot of damage, but they won't directly target you, and that's what I was looking for. This section here is the Egyptian oasis. That section of water going through there is modelled on the section of the Nile, which is closest to the pyramids, just east of them, and that was modelled after satellite images as well. So going for some accuracy, some degree of accuracy. Full of African dinosaurs, like I said in the introduction of the track as well. When I showed you round a minute ago. Yep, as you can see, look, the times could be better. There's little time saves everywhere on this, and as you can see, it's one big rocky slalom with the river there. We are getting close to the end of this one. There we go. It's a very, very fast paced track, this one, isn't it, mate? I do like this one a lot. Aesthetically, probably one of the best. Arizona has never looked so much like ancient Egypt before, let's be honest. Right? This is actually the Arizona map, but it's made to look like ancient Egypt. And there we go. Look, coming up on time. 8 minutes 8.
8:09.
Oh,
Wait.
okay, we'll call it 8:09 then. So, yeah, if you want to try and beat them times, great stuff. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments. If you've got an absolutely blistering time, then feel free to send me a video link. I'll definitely give it a full watch as well. Just want to say big thank you, Canis, for that.
Pleasure.
What was the time on that track?
I believed it was 8 minutes and 9 seconds.
8 minutes 9. Okay, so 8 minutes 9. Let me write that in. So for the Alpine Resort, it was 6 minutes 16. For Tropical Trouble, it was 10 minutes 38. And then for Egyptian Oasis, 8 minutes 9. If you want to try and beat any of them, I'll put them on screen right now, and you can have a go at beating them. Like I say, thank you all for watching. I just hit 6k subs yesterday, but it's very early in the morning, so it still feels like today. Just hit 6k subs. I want to say thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel. You know, visits me on live streams, comments on the videos, just even watching a video. Hitting the like button helps. All of it helps, and you know, I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you before then, but if not, I hope you have a great Christmas, and by the time this video is uploaded, it'll be like the 20th of December, so I hope you have a great Christmas, you know, good times, and I'll catch you all again very soon. Would you like to say a quick word, mate?
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I look forward to taking part of these tracks again, trying to beat your times.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the comments. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much for watching, everybody, and yeah, have a great Christmas. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.